Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Sangha Garden, where you can grow your spirit and feed your soul and visit with your friends. Thank you so much for coming. It's so wonderful to see so many of you, and especially my wonderful students who are here. I always love it when you come. I get such a little shot in the arm from your beautiful smiles and incredible presence. There's some wonderful practitioners of sacred anatomy medicine here on the call, and it's just fantastic to see you all. We are in the midst of such an interesting time. Here we are. I don't think any of us thought this would happen, did we? But here we are in the midst of our lives, and our lives are spinning all around us. So today I'm speaking to finding peace in the midst of chaos. Hello. Let's open the field right now, and I call on the sacred anatomy angels to hold us as we open our shared field, expanding our awareness of each other and experience ourselves as a connected energetic. Now let's set our intention for this half hour today, finding the sweet sanctuary of peace within. How about that? That feels like something that would be awfully nice to accomplish, yeah. So I was inspired to start up the Sangha Gardens again. I did them a while back during the COVID pandemic, and it felt like we could take a break for a while. And just recently I thought we better get going with the Sangha Gardens again. And I was inspired to actually focus on peace. So this is a 3-part series. This one today, Finding Peace in the Midst of Chaos. The next one in November, Expanding the Moment of Peace. And the third one in December, Walking in the Way of Peace. So this is a kind of a building thing. And I hope you will continue to join me for it. And let's see what we can do to help peace on earth become established again. So I'm inspired to start this again, and I'm glad that you've joined me for our first one in this 3-part series devoted to peace. My name is Desda Zuckerman. I'm the founder of Sacred Anatomy Energy Medicine and the creator of the work, but I've been helped mightily by the Sacred Anatomy angels, and I think by all the people who've studied with me. So everybody gets to share in the creation of this amazing interactive work that allows us to have an experience of being with our whole selves, not just our physical bodies and a little electromagnetic field, but actually the sacred anatomy energetic that surrounds us. So in these monthly Sangha Gardens, our focus is going to be on expressing the work of living, which is the fundamental promise of your soul and very much what sacred anatomy energy medicine is about. And each 30-minute Sangha, I made them nice and short this time, of the Peace series will be focused on revealing the healing truth of your own balanced nature. So if we can walk through the world in balance, we have a greater possibility of making an impact on all the people around us for healing, for awakening, and yes, for peace. And I want to leave you with a practice today that you can do in just a few minutes. Nothing really hard, something really straightforward and easy. And I'm hopeful this will offer real support at this very potent moment in the history of our, I would say, still evolving species. Would you not agree with that? And today we find ourselves in the midst of psychopolitical energetic swirl, different than maybe ever in the history of the world because it's so global. There's an experience of it happening everywhere, all over the earth. So this is a product of an unusually chaotic time we find ourselves living in. And we're in the midst of a profound change, which might be called the product of a global breakdown of norms and order. So there's actually a really big shift that's happening. And it's not just happening, geopolitically. It's happening energetically. And it's happening to us. I don't know. In the United States yesterday, we had this huge gathering of people, a march. I found myself trembling for most of the day. Like there was so much energy. I could feel a strong vibratory, kind of expression occurring. And whenever 7 or 8 million people on the planet get together and focus on something, it affects all of us. Everybody feels this. And I think it's very interesting to be able to separate the effect of what's happening in the world and your own center, your own peaceful center. Like, how do we distinguish between those two things? Embracing innate compassion and love is really one of the byproducts of learning about your own sacred anatomy. And it can offer you a solution for finding peace in the midst of chaos. To understand where in your own sacred anatomy the reactivity is, the trembling, the awareness, the tuning in, it really can be so helpful at calming your own reactivity. So using the principles and the techniques of sacred anatomy energy medicine, I'm going to share with you today some ideas, and I hope you will discover within a very deep and peaceful strength that you can rest in and note. So even if you're participating in a march or in an argument with someone, or simply feeling the intensity of the energetic that's going on as our species is in this enormous change, if you're living in a war-torn zone, or if you're experiencing dissension and disagreement in your family, this kind of practice can help you find who you are at the center of things, expand that, and calm the energy in yourself down so that you can find peace in the midst of it all. So this place within you that I'm talking about, this quiet place, is inborn, it's natural, and it's outside of belief. It's not something you need to believe in for it to be real. It's actually an anatomical location, and there's a way to interact with it. One of the best things about what I'm going to show you about is that it's part of your larger nervous system. The sacred anatomy has a nervous system, and that nervous system includes your physical nervous systems. So all together, you have one big nervous system. And this nervous system has a place within you that you can touch and bring everything into calm. It's a tiny sanctuary of tranquility. And I think it's actually a place within us that allows us to survive. And as we have walked this planet for a very long time, we've needed to exist within danger, within chaos, within fear, and we've needed it to survive so that the species would continue. We've needed to find that almost organic balance within ourselves where we can ride through difficult things. I remember a year or so ago, I was lucky enough to go to Rome, and I went to the Colosseum. And I stood there in this enormous structure. It's just a profoundly big structure with, so much history. And I looked down into the arena and I thought, what must it have been like to be in the center of that arena with your life on the line? What must it have been like? And it is humbling, terrifying, and so interesting to put yourself into the skin of a gladiator or a person who's being persecuted in the center of this place where it was a barbaric tradition of people being killed in the arena. What must it have been like? And I thought to myself, to survive in a situation like that, you have to be actually very present. You have to be calm. You cannot be in chaos. You have adrenaline that's surging, but you actually have to stay grounded. And I remember another time where I, on an airplane, found myself sitting next to a lieutenant colonel in the, I think he was in the army. And we got into a conversation about what it was like in combat. And he shared with me that everything slows down and that you get very, very calm at your center. And that that's how he could lead men into battle and how he could be in battle. And he said, and the thing is that you have to make moral decisions in this scary place. Well, it's a little bit like, here we are in our time, in our place. We have to maintain our center and our calm in the midst of the chaos of dissension and anger and confusion. And you know what? Just the intensity of living today with all the electromagnetic fields and just all the stuff that's happening. I mean, we are the first peoples to have satellites all around our planet. And what is that doing? We don't even know, really. Satellites everywhere, airplanes in the sky, all kinds of things. The whales are going crazy from the sonar in the ocean. The birds are going crazy. The bees are going crazy and dying, stuff is really chaotic and scary right now. So if we can find that little spot within ourselves where we can take a walk into a garden of tranquility, past the swirling chaos of everyday life, past the anger, past the arguing, and see this wild, intense energy that's all around us. Let's see what that feels like. So, sit up straight, put your feet flat on the floor, take a deep breath, and walk with me into a little garden path. Flowers and bees and insects humming. Walk down a little pathway past trees, and maybe there's even a stream in the distance you can hear. The scent of jasmine and roses fills the air. And you come to a small cottage. It's a beautiful cottage. It's tiny and it's cozy, covered with vines that wrap all around it. Makes it almost completely green. There's such a profusion of vines with flowers hanging. And you open the door. And as it creaks open, there's a lovely scent of fresh baked cookies that's coming from somewhere inside this wonderful little cottage. And you walk in. And as you enter the cottage, the door kind of closes behind you. And you see that there are veils hanging from the ceiling. Beautiful veils, silken, sheer veils. And you part first one, and then you move to the next one, and then the next one. And as you continue parting the veils and moving deeper into the cottage, it's like you're going back in time, moving outside of space, moving into an altered state, out of non-ordinary reality, and into your own real space. You're leaving the hustle, the bustle of the world behind. And here, inside this extraordinarily beautiful place, there are now veils of light. And first you walk through a rose-colored light. And as you're going deeper into your cottage, which now seems quite large, you walk through the rose-colored light, and you're showered with this beautiful light. And next there's a beautiful lavender light, and you walk through this light, and you realize that it's awakening every cell in your body, every molecule that makes you up. And now a blue light. And as you go through the blue light, there's a green light. And there you are, moving through the green into the gold. And you are completely awakened in this beautiful golden light. There in the middle of this magic cottage is a beautiful, comfortable chair waiting for you. It's soft, and it's surrounded by a golden light. And so you sit down in this perfect chair. It supports your body better than any chair you've ever sat in. It's molded for you. And as you sit down, take a deep breath. A quiet calm surrounds you. And you can feel your energy dropping out of your head, down into your throat and your heart, down to your solar plexus, and into your gut. And there's just this warmth there at the very center of your being. And the warmth is expanding, expanding. You feel the radiance of a part of your anatomy, your sacred anatomy, that's located right there, a little bit below your solar plexus and above your belly button. There's a part of the anatomy called the star point. And this star point is so beautiful. It's warm, and it's got light shooting out in all directions. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Soft and harmonious. And as you focus on your solar plexus, you can feel the happiness of being there at this place, the joy of it. the discovery. And you can move from the front of your body back along the star point, which goes back into your body, all the way to your spine. And you can feel the connection there from the front of your body back to your spine. As you arrive at the spine, this is the calmest, receptive place in your body. This is called the template heart. But what it is it's like the root of the star point. The star point which kind of bulges out like a little ball at the front of your body, but goes all the way back to your spine. And there anchors itself. And this is really a place where your spirit is very soothed and warm. And you feel in this beautiful chair the warmth expanding from the center, giving you a capacity of light and joy, lifting you up. Your spirit starts to become really quiet. And you can feel a kind of pulsing there. As you breathe in and release, you can feel a pulsing. Now it's a small place within you, but it makes a wonderful resting place, a kind of spiritual sanctuary, filled with the peace and the quiet of your own heart beating softly. You sit there in your comfortable chair with your star point expanding and warming to your very center, accepting the support of the universe, accepting the love of all creation as it holds you. Now touch the arms of the chair and feel them clearly in your hands. Breathe in. Because this is a place of peace. This chair, passing through the lights and the veils, brings you to that inner world inside your cozy cottage. And traveling down the star point all the way to the spine, you find the warm, sweet center of your body. Allow that to drip down to your pelvis and expand there as well. And feel yourself really grounded. Feel the pulse of the star point just resonating throughout your body. And really a beautiful song of peace being sung. The most beautiful music you've ever heard. Echoing all around you. And including the beating of your very own heart as the pulse, the rhythm of the music. This is your inner refuge of peace. So take a very deep, deep breath. And let this be a place that you can find so easily. And any moment of chaos or strife, difficulty or trauma, you can go to this place. And remember who you truly are. Living in this soft pulse, peaceful and dynamic awareness. This is the vantage point. This is where we can approach life peacefully. And so now allow yourself to simply stand up at the chair. And instead of going back through all the veils and the doorway and all these things, you simply arrive back to where you are in a single breath. And open your eyes, because you are that place. You don't have to leave it and come back to where you are now. You're already there. You're there in the moment of peace. You're there in that delicious, comfortable, warm chair. You're already there. And you can bring that with you anywhere you go, and it will be there for you. So today we were able to locate that inner refuge of peace, and we entered in. So I'm going to give you homework to do between now and our next Sangha garden, which is November 2nd. And I'm going to invite you to go to this place and to experience your star point, to experience this glorious calm, and to really let yourself have that experience of finding peace in the midst of chaos. Regularly, every day. And the thing is, you can do it at any time. It doesn't have to be just in the morning or in the evening. You could do it any time. That's the glory of this spot. It's there all the time. So our next Sangha on November 2nd is going to be expanding the moment of peace. And in the autumn of 2025, the dawn of peace is upon us. It doesn't look that way because we're in the midst of chaotic change. But there's no question this is a struggle of sorts. This is a profoundly challenging time. And as we rise above the dynamics of interpersonal difficulties and the chaos of political stuff, as we just rise above it, we can look here at the challenging time, because your spirit is keenly aware of humanity's resistance to awakening to a better version of itself. You're aware of it. You know it. You know that's what's up. And watching our fellow humans choose vitriol and anger, it's heartbreaking. But take up your heart. Do not close down in fear and anger. Become part of the healing, part of the new world, part of the peace. Because right now, in this moment, there is greater potential yearning to emerge. Your most enlightened self holds the treasures of love, compassion, and yes, it holds optimism. So in the next Sangha garden, we're going to further open the doorway of peace, introducing this metaphysical skill of expanding this peace that we just experienced as available to you, and move more consciously into operating from your soul's purpose as you retrieve the wisdom of your life journey from your heart. This next Sangha garden is an opportunity to uncover what your spiritual life already holds for you as you begin to appreciate the potential of your sacred anatomy and expand the moment of peace. So we have discovered that we can find peace in the chaos, and now we're going to open it up, move it. So I have a couple of announcements. One is Ask Me Anything on November 14th. That's a free thing that we offer, but the next Sangha Garden is on the 2nd of November, so that'll be before that. Watch our website for more offerings in December and the new year. And now let's take a deep breath and close this field, leaving ourselves in touch with the angels. There you go. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. And thank you all so much for being here. It really is a moment of love and connection, isn't it? And I am so grateful for each of you. I truly am. And it's lovely to see so many of your faces and feel your beautiful, loving energy. And I even had a dream about Tom and Naomi last night. So I did. You were there in my dream. It happens. So love to you all. Kate, Elena, Jelaine, Holly, Nazi, Juliana, Leslie, Mimi, Regina, Madalena, Mary, Marie. Oh, I'm looking at all of you. Ridza, BBK, Leslie, Christine, Barbara, Amy, Hosanna. And I think I've got everybody in this picture. Let's see, there's more. Abby, Sandy, Val, Linda, Marsha, Tony, Wendy, Barbara, Michelle, Ruth. And thanks to Siri Ajit and Amina for coming as well. Cheryl and Bobby, thank you for your support. Hi, Mark. Oh, Tilla, I hope I didn't miss you. Lisa, don't want to miss anybody. Thank you guys for coming. Helena, it's lovely to see you all. Blessings, many hugs, and don't forget to say hi to your own sacred anatomy. Loving yourself makes a difference. Blessings. Bye, kids. See you next time.